I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we do have one item tonight, which will be public hearing at 6:15. So with that, we'll go down to Section 2, approval of the agenda, 2.1, changes to agenda and approval of the agenda. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. So now we'll move down to recognitions. And tonight we will be recognizing Dr. Samantha Dawson on the occasion of her retirement. Mr. Chambers, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant and School Board. I think tonight is one of those bittersweet moments for a school district. And anytime that you have an employee who retires, you feel good about that employee. But when that employee has given so much to the school district and has done so much for students, that's when the bitter part comes in. And we have tonight Dr. Samantha Dawson, who's an absolutely fantastic principal, leader, educator, and someone who has been with Okaloosa Schools almost a decade, but many, many, many more years as an educator. And for me, this is kind of personal. My kids went to Edge Elementary and had the absolute best elementary experience that they could have, with outstanding leadership and Dr. Dawson, and absolutely fantastic teachers and staff. And Dr. Dawson is a principal who is all about her faculty, all about her staff, and most importantly, all about her students. And her teachers and staff do the same. And Dr. Dawson, if you would start making your way forward, if you don't mind. And as she does, Dr. Dawson is someone that I know our school board members will want to say some words about her as well. But you are someone, Dr. Dawson, who's already missed and who will be missed, and you've left a lasting legacy here in Okaloosa Schools. And I know as a school district, we could not thank you more. Me personally, I could not thank you more. School board?
So we'll start with Dr. Kelly.
Well, I do personally want to say what a pleasure it's been to work with you, and going back as long as when I was appointed at Bruner and you were opening up right behind us there at Liza Jackson. So I've known you a long time and have appreciated you. Certainly enjoyed having you in the central zone at Edge Elementary, and it's been a pleasure to work alongside you. But I also have something to read from a colleague of yours, if you wouldn't mind, who couldn't be here tonight. And she sent some wonderful words, so I'd like to read this on behalf of your friend and former assistant principal, Christina Clark. And she says, "For my last 5 years as an educator, I had the privilege of working with Dr. Dawson as her assistant principal. During that time, I saw firsthand why she is admired and respected. Her quiet strength, grace, steadfast resolve, and genuine love for her faculty, staff, and students was something I witnessed every day. I learned so much by her guidance and by watching her lead. We could always count on Dr. Dawson to do what was right for both children and adults, always. Dr. Dawson has had a profound impact on children and adults for many years, from touching young lives in inner-city schools in Memphis to opening a charter school in Okaloosa County, being instrumental in the creation of the Teacher Ed program at Northwest Florida State, to leading Edge Elementary for the last 10 years. She has earned the admiration and respect of those who have worked with her. Congratulations on an outstanding career, Dr. Dawson. You have served so many so well. Personally, I am thankful you took a chance on a rookie and hired me as your assistant, though you made me feel more like a partner than an assistant. We made a great team at Edge. Now comes the good part. Since you have retired too, I get to spend more time with my best friend, Sam. I'm proud of you, love you, and see you soon. Christina Clark."
Dr. White?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, Dr. Dawson, I've known you for a long time, and you've been a great principal, and just want to thank you for everything that you've done for our school district, for our students and our teachers, and everyone that you've been involved with. And we just really hate to see you go, and I'm going to ask the lawyer if we can pull something out of your contract, make sure you have to stay.
Good luck.
But I just wanted to say we appreciate you so much, and thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you. It's been an honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Vanchek?
Well, I want you to know I didn't teach her. However,
Maybe I'm the only one in the whole school district.
however, he always wonders, but I could have, just about. Dr. Dawson has been a family friend since she was like a middle schooler. Back then we called it junior high. And so she has been around my family for all those years. My dad called her Sam the Girl. And so I've known her and seen her grow as a person and become, of course, a friend. She was my younger sister's best friend, so it was sometimes just Liz's friend. But when she moved back here and became a professional, I got to know her on that level, and it's been so much fun. She has, not only is she brilliant, but she has a fantastic sense of humor, and always makes the best of everything. And you know how much I admire you and how much I've appreciated what you've done, and it's been a real honor for me to get to see you for so many years grow. And now you have that next chapter, which you're just enjoying way too much, and and everything. But congratulations, Sam. Love you lots.
Thank you. Love you too.
You can just see retirement glow on people's face. You can just see, because I know when working we have that stress on our face, but you're just so relaxed and you always look beautiful. But we were able to work together when I was up this way, and I know how difficult it is to create a family environment with your staff and your parents and your students, but you truly, truly were an outstanding leader, and you created that family environment, and everyone felt welcomed, and you were greatly admired, and you will be truly missed. But I love this retirement glow, and the hair, everything's relaxed, so it's wonderful. But congratulations, well deserved. And I know you have to sit out a year, but we are still looking for employees. Substitutes, I always put a plug in there, so substituting is
Marty
great.
is always working for.
Always substituting, you pick and choose when you want to come in, so think about it, and we're here when you're ready.
Thank you.
And you'd give her a recommendation, wouldn't you?
Highly.
And Dr. Dawson, I would just like to say thank you as the one board member who didn't have a career in education. When I made my way around to the schools, I introduced myself to you, and you made me feel so very welcomed in your school, and that made me just feel good about what you were doing in your school. The fact that you opened it up to me the way you did, I can imagine what you do with family and parent, everybody that comes into your school. And I will just tell you, there was times that I left a meeting here, I could walk right over to Edge, and I knew that you would be there, and there would be a nice smile on your face, and that would just kind of, take away from what we had in our meeting over here. So I just want to say thank you for that, but wish you the best on your retirement.
Thanks so much.
Now it's your turn.
Well, it has been an absolute honor and a privilege to serve with Okaloosa Schools. I had the honor of working with the very best faculty and staff. Fantastic team, many of whom are here tonight, which is wonderful, because we already had a going away party, and I thought we were all finished and this was going to be a formality. But what a lovely, lovely evening, and I appreciate so much everything you do for the school district and will continue to do. Grateful for your leadership, and I look forward to many more good things happening in Okaloosa Schools. And Marty, you never know, I might be back.
Okay, we have that on tape.
And I want to thank Marty Gardner for putting me together with my best good friend, Christina Clark. She recommended her to me as an AP when we first started hiring APs in elementary, and that was a match made in heaven. So thank you very much for that. Thank you all. I appreciate this tonight, and I'm just very grateful for the opportunity.
We're going to do one picture here, and we'll have the age group coming right after that.
Come on, yep, right in here. Come on, scoot in.
I'm going to take a couple, so everybody just keeps smiling. Linda.
I need that.
Yeah, just one.
Linda.
Something about
Got it?
That's so nice, all y'all came. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah,
Ian, try to get ready to see me, so make sure you're in between somebody.
Speaks volumes. Huh? Speaks volumes. Yeah.
I'm still not.
Yeah, I know.
See, there you go. Come, yeah, come forward.
Tracy, get up there where we can see you.
Tracy Lot, come on here. You wanna come on this side? Yeah, I need, right, come on this side.
Meeting adjourned.
Awesome. Okay, so can everybody see me?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna take a couple, so everybody just keep smiling. Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you.
Probably gonna do a recess for public hearing, because they'll be. What do you think?
You could do, could take up the consent agenda.
What's that?
The consent agenda's fast.
But they might be here some of them.
Okay.
Okay, so before we do our next presentation, we're just about a minute and a half away from public hearing, and I know I don't want to interrupt our presenters here from the Okaloosa Public Arts Foundation, so we're just going to recess for the 2 minutes before we go, and then we're going to go into public hearing, and as soon as we're done with that, then I'll have them come up. So we're going to recess for 2 minutes. Call this meeting back to order. So, school board members, if you would scroll down to section 17, and this is public hearing, 17.1, public hearing for the approval of the charter school renewal contract between the School Board of Okaloosa County, Florida, and Okaloosa Academy Incorporated. Is there anybody here wishing to speak on item number 17.1? Hearing and seeing none, I need a motion to approve item 17.1, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Carter makes a motion. Do I
I'll
have a second?
second it.
Second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. So with that, we'll go back up to section 3 and 3.
Mr. Bryan, if you don't mind.
Yes.
I would like to say, I see Mr. Sansom back there.
I didn't see him come in.
And I see, or I saw Principal Smith was back there. There he is. I just want to thank you for the work and the partnership over the last number of months in getting this done. So we appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chambers.
Can I just say on orientation day, thank Mr. Schmidt, because I know it was a busy time, but I wanted to schedule and speak with him at one moment, and he took time out, and But thank you for doing that. That really did mean a lot. And I know how hard it is on orientation when you have people coming up that want to speak to you. But I do appreciate you taking the time and sharing everything you've got going on. Thank you.
Okay. So now we'll move to section 3.2, or item 3.2, and this is Bernadette Sims, President, and Ann Johnston, the representative on behalf of Okaloosa Public Arts. And they're going to be making a donation in the amount of $14,000 for distribution amongst each high school art department. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. And I know that y'all will be coming up here in a few moments, but I do want to say, as you know, every year the Okaloosa Public Arts organization supports our schools. And when you start thinking about $14,000 going across our 7 high schools, that's a big deal. And one of the things that we talk about when we talk about in our school district academics, the arts and athletics, the arts being a big thing. And today I think there are some who might think that the arts is left out, but I think this is a prime example of how it's not and how it's very much a focus in our school district. And I just appreciate the Okaloosa Public Arts organization for all that you do. And I know that we have a number of our principals who are here as well and are excited about this. But if you all would come forward, if you don't mind.
Well, you probably all know Ann retired from the Okaloosa County school system some time ago. And I retired from the Northwest Florida Ballet some time ago. So we're has-beens, I guess.
No, ma'am.
No.
Never.
But not tonight.
Not tonight. We are so proud of Okaloosa County school system, especially the art students, because I've always felt like athletics, as great as they are, they always get recognized that they're great. And sometimes the arts don't get as recognized as the athletics do. So we wanted to be sure that they were recognized. And it's our understanding that the money that these arts teachers use have been put to really good use. And this is not a lot compared to what they really need to do the things that they want to do. But we feel like we are helping anyway. So I'll give you who we are.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you the money. You just have one check tonight. Usually I give each of the schools a check, but tonight we're just going to do
You can get
one big
Marcus.
check.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, we appreciate it very
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
And you might, we have our
We'll
art
give you
teacher
this
come
too,
forward.
Marcus.
Our principal, come forward.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all come get in the middle with them. Y'all get in the middle. And y'all hold the check here for each other. Hold that.
And before you leave, may I? Okay.
We get to see y'all once a year. Sure, Ann wants to say one thing too.
Yeah, just thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate all that you do for the schools, and we're happy to be a part, that you let us be a part of your curriculum, okay? Because that's important. And there are some places that might have a question about an outside group coming in to be a part of the curriculum. in the school district. So we want to thank you for that. As a past curriculum coordinator, I kind of know what that means, you know, fitting us in. And we believe that the arts are important in many ways, and that art itself, not the arts, but art itself, the process is very important, because what we're talking about is eye-hand coordination, which is going to apply to a lot of things, and you can get that through football, believe me. You know, I had a ex-coach as a husband for many years, so we know about throwing that ball. But it's the same type of thing, believe it or not, in our eyes with art. It comes from the brain to the eye to the hand. And so we believe that we are giving an opportunity, and the heart. Thank you, Bernadette. So we also want to thank Jean Hood, who is the mayor of Cinco Bayou. This is a little picture that I have of her. I know you all know her. She's one of us, you know. But she has allowed us to put banners that we did in ourselves that first year in Cinco Bayou. And now she has allowed our students to hang the banners in that city. And that is very, very important. And we've been to her meetings, and she has welcomed us. So
So
thank you again.
How many years has the foundation been donating?
We were talking about that earlier.
3 years,
Probably
we
3
believe.
years, we think. We've been
Okay.
in existence 11 years, I think.
Because I was pulling up some information, and $14,000 is amazing, but when I look at it, and almost, close to $40,000, $38,000, greatly appreciated.
Well, we're
So
proud to be able to do it.
Thank you so much for doing that.
I
and
wanted to show you all the
including Destin High
artwork
School
that's
this year.
hanging up. If you
Mhm.
haven't been, I'll pass this around. You can try to take a quick look at it. It's
Yeah.
hanging up on the banners, on the light fixtures at, yes.
I just want to say to the board, thank you for your support of the Art Foundation. These ladies, as they mentioned, Ms. Hood's work, if you drive down Eglin Parkway,
Yep, they look
all of
awesome.
the schools have artwork hanging there. And it's not only because of our art teachers, our instructors, our superintendent, our board members, you guys, but it's also because of associations like OPA. And we thank you, Ann and Ms. Bernadette, so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I'd just like to say
Each one of
that,
those students that were recognized won an award of $50 each for being up. They're all winners in many ways, but, you know, they got a little money for their
Exactly.
efforts. See what it,
and when you look at those banners, all the schools are represented, Laurel Hill, Fort Walton
Yes.
Beach, everybody. So that's very telling. Thank you for your support of all
We're
students.
Proud of the students.
Yeah.
They've done a good
Well,
job.
and I would just say that the art show that the district puts on at the end of the school year, toward the end of
Yes.
the school year, it's really amazing to see the talent that we have out there.
It is
And-
amazing.
Yes, and there's a lot of talented students out there. I know I think I spent about 2 hours just in there looking at just the amazement of some of the artwork that's in there, so.
one of the other things we're going to be doing this year is featuring our efforts on the junior high school and the grade schools also.
Oh, good.
We're going to do an art show at Liza Jackson, since they have nice new walls to put artwork on.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're going to do the
Those are
junior high
fabulous.
schools. Or it's not called junior highs anymore, it's called middle school, I know. And we're going to do the elementary schools in the library, Fort Walton Beach Library. We're going to do an art show for them. And they will have winners. They'll get ribbons and, you know, all that kind of thing that makes them feel proud of themselves. So, if you have a chance, don't have a wreck or anything, but if you want to look up and see that, we're going to do that again this year.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So, we're looking forward to all the years ahead that we can, you know, showcase maybe many new things. We are doing one new project this year that doesn't have anything to do with the school right now, but I was telling the art teachers about it. Okaloosa Public Arts has bought 20 statues of herons. They're
Think about it.
they're 5 feet tall.
Wow.
Okay.
And we're taking not recommendations, what's the word I'm looking for? We're
Applications.
inviting people to do the artwork for these. They're submitting them to us. Then we will choose from that artwork, and so 20 artists will work on these herons. And there'll be different.
And if you want one in your yard, you can let us know.
All right.
No, I'm kidding.
Probably some of them will be very funky.
Yeah.
Some of them will be more, regular. So I think it's going to be fun. You've
Yeah.
seen statues in other cities of horses and pelicans in Pensacola
Yeah.
and turtles and that kind of thing. So we're trying to establish sort of a tradition here. And we're hoping that, I was telling the art teachers here that I'm hoping that maybe some of them will even submit their work, So we thank you for having us
Well,
come.
we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be around.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Thank you.
Mr. Chambers, I wanted to ask you real quick, not to put you or Ms. Lightbourne on the spot, but I know all of our high schools have an art teacher, and our middle, and most of our elementary, right, have an in-house art teacher, or when they share or something.
So elementary usually has either music or art.
So some of the arts at some point. So all of our schools have some. That's great. That's a good.
High schools now have an art program.
I'm not sure whether everybody has one.
I think
They're
so.
all shaking their heads
They're all
yes
shaking
back
their
there.
head
They're all
yes
saying
back
yes.
there, so.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay, so always love when the schools get money from our wonderful community partners. So with that, we'll move down to visitors, and we have no visitors on the schedule tonight. For the first time in a long time here, we have no administrative personnel appointments, so everybody's in place. And now we're down to section 6, and this is public comment. 6.1, members of the public desiring to address the school board, Form MIS 5241, public input and/or discussion of agenda items. And Mr. McInnes, if you would please, would you go over the rules, please?
Yes, sir. Visitors tonight will be allowed 4 minutes of speaking time, and we would ask visitors to state their name and address for the record before they begin their presentation. Remarks and statements should be addressed to the chairman when possible to do so, and all questions should be directed to the chairman, as this is a meeting of the school board. Personal attacks against officers and personnel should be excluded from your presentations or discussion, and items pertaining to personnel matters which are under the responsibility of the superintendent are not routinely heard before the school board. We would ask that all visitors and speakers and the public attending our meeting tonight act in a respectful manner. Mr. Chairman?
All right, thank you, Mr. McInnes. And we do have one blue card. And Mr. Gavin Purvis, if you would please make your way to the podium. And we appreciate you being here tonight, Mr. Purvis. You'll have 4 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Gavin Purvis, 3214 Carmelo Lane, Laurel Hill, Florida.
Okay, thank you, sir.
This is hard for me because I appreciate the work that y'all do in our school system, but I think there's a breakdown in the system somewhere as far as our school maintenance goes. I'm here today to address first and foremost the health and safety of our students, also the health and safety of our teachers, and anyone who is involved in the facilities of Okaloosa County Schools. I have 2 children that works in the Okaloosa County School District, a daughter and a son-in-law, and they have brought multiple issues to my attention, and over the years they just seem like that they have been swept under the rug. It's very hard for them to get maintenance done to their rooms, their air conditions, just rotten walls, floors, whatever the case may be. So there again, this is very hard for me. I don't like bringing issues like this before the public, but I just think it needs to be addressed. My daughter, she has some underlying issues. She has MS, which is an autoimmune disease, and she has, at the beginning of this year, she was given a portable that there's no telling how old this portable is. It's falling apart. She's been asked to go into this portable and teach, which puts her health at risk and also the children that she's going to be teaching at risk of health issues. This portable was moved over the summertime. One of the walls expanded. I got pictures of it. If you want to see it, I can definitely show you that. The walls expanded, come open, have been left open all summer long, been raining in it. There's wood rot, there's mold, mildew. This portable just has so many issues. There was an incident in one of the other schools at Southside Elementary earlier this year, before the school started, and it was a air quality issue. This teacher was told that her classroom passed inspection. She smelt mold in her room, and she said that no, it didn't pass inspection. There's no way, because I'm getting sick in my room. She contacted Mr. Bryant, and he took care of the issue. The issue was corrected. But when they done an air quality, she was told the air quality was good. When they done an air quality test, it was uninhabitable. So this is unacceptable. They can't be working in these kind of environments. It's going to jeopardize the children and also the students' health. So these issues have to be addressed. This portable is falling apart. I don't know how old it is. Our school system has some of the oldest schools in the school district. Some of them are 60, 70 years old. The maintenance is poor on them.
So, Mr. Purvis, thank you for your comments, and I did speak with you. Me and Mr. Horton did speak with you, and
I appreciate that. And I'm going to give my information to Mr. Horton.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to address this issue a little bit more.
Yes, sir. And we do appreciate you being
And
here.
we
Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
and I just wanted to say one thing to Ms. Evancheck, if I can.
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead and let you speak. Go ahead.
She's in my district. I'm fixing to go vote tomorrow.
Okay. Well, we
Ms. Evancheck, you sent me a flyer in the mail
Yes, sir.
with some of your issues that you want to address, and it says, continue to upgrade schools, buildings, and facilities.
Yes, sir.
I hope you mean that.
I certainly do,
I hope
sir.
all our board members mean that, and our school board superintendent.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
We
much.
do.
All right,
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Purvis, we have
Purvis.
the principal here. I see Dr. Smith back there. I know
Some
you're
of
going
the
to talk to
people
Mr.
who-
Horton.
yeah.
And thank you for bringing that
Yeah,
to our
we're gonna-
attention. I
gonna
guarantee
get-
you it's
follow
going to
up.
be addressed.
We're going to
Thank
follow
you
up
very
on
We've got
it.
about 5
Thank you very
people to
much.
follow up
Yeah,
for you.
we're looking at each other going tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got
Thank
it.
you for being here.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Chambers, like I said before the meeting, me and Mr. Horton did talk to Mr. Purvis, so Mr. Horton reassured me that he would be calling Mr. Purvis tomorrow and looking into those.
And-
No, I
and-
appreciate that, because
yeah.
you took the words out of my mouth, because I
Right.
was going to say,
Right.
Mr. Horton, please get with the gentleman.
Yes.
He was
All right.
taking
And
notes.
Chairman Bryant,
Yes.
I'd like to ask the superintendent, maybe if you could get back with the board members, at least in my case, and let me know how the
stat-
situation's been resolved.
Yeah, the status of that.
Would you like that? I think the
Absolutely.
other board members would like to know that as well. Thank you, sir.
We always
sir.
do.
All
We
right.
always
And
do.
not just Laurel Hill, but Southside too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the district, we all, of course, as the board, we want all our students and our employees to be in a safe environment, and we're working hard to do that. And if there's an incident that we need to know about it, and we will work on it.
We will address it.
All right, so we'll move down to section 7, and this was workshop only, 7.1, 7.2 in-county travel and out-of-county travel. And that brings us down to section 8, consent agenda. 8.1 will be the approval of the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll
Move it.
move it.
Dr. White got in there first, it sounded like, and Dr.
I'll
Kelly
second.
got the second. So with that, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries 5-0. So now we'll move down to section 9, and this is superintendent's human resource recommendations. 9.1 and 9.2 are information only, so we'll move down to 9.3. School staffing restructure, Okaloosa Online. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
So Ms. Evancheck got in first, and
I'll
Ms.
second
Gardner
it.
got second. Any discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.4, proposed fiscal year 2022 through 2023 salary schedules for administrative, managerial, professional, and technical, and temporary personnel. I need a motion to approve 9.4.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll
Second.
second it. Oh, go
Second.
ahead.
Second, Dr.
Wait.
White?
Yep.
And any discussion?
Excuse me.
Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.5, cleared certification requirements and issuance of contracts for the 2022 through 2023 school year. Need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion.
I'll
Do I-
second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.6, out-of-field report for the 2022 through 2023 school year. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.7, employment separations. I need a motion to approve.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries 5-0. 9.8, personnel recommendations. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.9, employee transfers. Need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second,
Second.
please? Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.10, employee suspension. Need a motion to approve, please.
Move
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.11, we leave without pay. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.12, reinstatement, reimbursement of sick leave due to line of duty illness, injury, medical examination. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
Before we move from Human Resources, I just want to tell Dr. Hale, thank you so much for your updates on sending that out is really great, and I appreciate it, and lets us kind of know what's going on, especially here at the beginning of the school year. Thank you.
All right, so section 10 is discussion agenda, and there was no items moved tonight. So now that brings us to section 11, construction program owners representatives business. And Dr. Kelly, I'll turn it over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Chairman. You may remember we've already had August report, so we're looking forward to meeting. I believe it's September 13th, and as soon as we meet that morning, I'll be able to give you a full report that evening.
All right.
Thank you.
As always, we thank you for your work on the
My pleasure.
construction area there. So 11.2, we do have two items to vote on tonight. 11.2, program number 6, task order number 22, time and materials task order, district-wide ADA sidewalk and parking lot striping. And I need a motion to approve this.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Garner. Any discussion?
Just real quick, could you, for the public, explain the ADA, what that means, so that everybody knows?
Are you calling someone up?
So, Mr. Horton, I believe you're going to come address this.
I think, yeah.
Americans with Disabilities Act, so
Right.
regularly, schools are reviewed across the state, and so they come back and give updates on things that need to be done to make sure every one of our facilities is ADA compliant. And so there's some sidewalk work here. Maybe a portable's been set somewhere, and we have to make sure we have sidewalk access to it, so that all students can access it if need be.
Yeah, and so this is a, these are where we've done new parking lots, or just going back for all of them?
It's where we need to redo some and
Gotcha.
some new places. And
Okay.
so I think what the issue is long-term, it's just hard to find vendors to come in and do this kind of work consistently. And so we know when we work with our TPM, Jacobs Titan, our total program manager, and we give them the responsibility to do that, they have a broader reach of services and to be able to get folks in and do the work and get it done.
Great.
On time and under budget, or
Right.
within budget.
Right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, did I get a motion in a second already?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
that
so-
was discussion.
Okay, so any other discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 11.3, TPM Program Number 6, Task Order Number 23, Pre-GMP for High School Auditorium Upgrades. Need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Dr. White, any discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. Section 12 is Information Technology Seat Management Contract. No items tonight. And now that moves us to Section 13, Attorney's Business. And Mr. McInnes, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. A couple items tonight. First, the school board at your August 8th meeting adopted Board Policy Chapter 9. And just after the adoption, there was a change in the website references for the school district, and those were not made in that policy when adopted. So we've corrected that Scrivener's error, and we just asked the board tonight to vote to ratify that change to the website reference in that policy.
Okay. So with that, I need a motion to ratify the policy based on a Scrivener's error. Is
That's
that how we-
correct.
Yes, sir.
To the website
To the
references.
website. Move it. Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any more discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
Secondly, Mr. Chairman, Fisbit, your insurance carrier, has been working on some pending claims. These are pre-suit matters where lawsuits have not been filed. They have worked out some resolutions in these matters, and these are in claim numbers EO 4605-1164, EO 4605-1281, EO 4605-1296, and EO 4605-1218. We would ask tonight that the board authorize Fisbit to resolve these pre-suit claims within the terms and conditions of their policy,
Okay. With
and
that-
and authorize the chairman to sign any document necessary by Fisbit.
Okay. So with that, we have that motion presented by Mr. McInnes. All those,
I'll make that motion.
I can't even get it out straight.
I'll
Is it
second.
Okay, second, Ms. Gardner. Any other discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. And finally, Mr. Chairman, we would ask tonight the board authorize an addendum to the contractor agreement that you have for professional services with the firm of Sniffen and Spellman. Currently, that agreement provides for them to provide services in the area of legal matters of ESC and related matters, and we'd like to expand that scope to include other matters as may be referred by the board. And we would ask that you authorize that addendum. It'll be under the same terms and conditions as you currently have with them on a July 2020, September 2020 retainer agreement that's already been approved.
Okay. With that, I need a motion to approve Mr. McInnes's recommendation.
I'll move.
So Dr. White makes a motion, Ms. Gardner gets the second. Any discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. Mr. McInnes?
That's all I have, Mr.
Okay,
Chairman.
thank you, sir. And now we'll move over to Section 14, Superintendent's Business. 14.1 is out-of-state student trip request. And then 14.2, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant and School Board. I do want to first say we will have an update for each of you as it pertains to the gentleman who spoke tonight, as it pertains to Laurel Hill and Southside. Mr. Horton or a member of his staff will get with you. And then I do want to say, normally I don't talk about personal things, but also it's going to be business related as well. And as you know, at the beginning of this month, took my daughter to school for her junior year, but her first year at Huntington, and took my son to school today. And I say that because it made me reflect today about their journey through our school system. And I do want to thank the many teachers, staff, and principals who impacted my children and know the impact that our principals, staff, and teachers have across this school district. And I want to say to parents, especially kindergarten parents, but all parents, the journey, as they say, does go quickly, but experience the journey, be a part of the journey, because it does go by in the blink of an eye. And to teachers and staff and administrators all across this district, as we say, never underestimate your impact that you have. My son today mentioned one of his favorite teachers and mentioned a bus driver today as he was thinking back. So it's just, so again, it's a bittersweet moment for me today. You like to see your kids go forward, but I'm glad that he had a great impact and she had a great time in our school. So just wanted to say that.
Anything else, sir?
That is it.
All right. So now we'll move down to section 15, and we'll start with board members' announcements, and I'll start with Ms. Garner tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Chambers, I tell parents often that the days may seem long, but the years fly by. And all of a sudden, your house is really quiet. And we're excited. Our children are at that point, but it is, like you said, a bittersweet moment. So I know your two are going to have a fabulous year. I just want to thank the harbor. I know Dr. White and I mentioned it the other day, the hype on the harbor. And that was the Harbor Walk and the Emerald Grand showcasing our high schools. They also donated $1,000 to each one of the participating high schools that were there. And Fort Walton Beach High School, Choctaw, Niceville, Crestview, Destin High School, what an amazing job. Those principals got out there, and I hate they left. They probably knew I was going to ask them to come up, because they got out there and they pumped up the crowd. They got right in there. They were amazing. The spirit was all around you. And Dr. Hell, you picked a great MC right there, because he shared with me just a minute ago. He can hardly talk, and I understand why. You did an amazing job. But to sit back and to watch those high school, those football players, cheerleaders, dance team, the pride that they walked in with. And it was fun to see that Niceville got up there, and the other schools were supporting them. There was a little jarring back and forth, but it was all in fun. But to see each one of the teams come out, and not only the students, but their parents were there, the sponsors were there. It was just, I know Mr. Bryant was up top and filming it, and he did. And we stood out in the rain. I mean, it was, but for the Harbor Walk to recognize, I mean, and I sat back and kind of reflect, because it's just another example of the community. They would not invite the schools out to do such an event if they did not respect and if they were not proud of our schools. And there were tourists that were coming up and asking about it and watching. And it was just such a proud moment to see, and I'd like to thank them. And I know I accidentally said at the very beginning, last Thursday when I was mentioning this, I mentioned 5 a.m. instead of 5 p.m. But as Mr. Murillo was calling us and other people were calling, they probably wish they had gotten there at 5 a.m. because parking was very difficult, because we had such a nice crowd. But again, just another example of our community showcase. They're just proud. I mean, showcasing what we're doing, and also the Art Foundation being here tonight. Again, if they were not proud of the schools and appreciated, they would not be here donating the money and being a part. And it is a community that does work well together. So it was just a proud moment in my Viking shirt and cheering, and it was awesome. So thank them. That's all.
Well, I was waiting for you to get up on stage when the Vikings were up there.
Oh, it was all I could do not to. It's just not as cute as it used to be. So. I don't think I could just.
I saw
I don't
that
think
one
I could
picture of you
jump.
in your cheerleading outfit, though. There is your
We'll talk
books.
about that
There is
later.
your books.
Yeah, yearbooks.
Oh, yearbooks, yeah, that's true. So,
All right.
No, I would not be jumping on the stage, I promise you. My mom would not be happy with me.
All right, Ms. Evanchek.
Okay, one thing I hope everyone in the public who maybe didn't tune in to our workshop will go and do is go back and listen and watch on the strides we're making with mental health. You know, we had a big segment, Ms. Lamb's out there last Thursday, and I just think if anybody missed that, please go back. I'm not going to rehash that, but I'm very proud of that. I've been telling people it's amazing the strides we're making and moving forward with this district. And I said it the other day that I believe that we're ahead of a lot of districts in what we're doing. So I hope everyone will take that opportunity. Also, that 1.29 million Triumph grant for, I hope everybody caught that and saw that. I think it's wonderful. And yes, football's here. I was out Friday night with the Baker Gators and saw each quarter they had a different group out there playing. But one of the reasons I was invited to go is one of their students that we recognized here got his state championship ring for weightlifting, Carter Glenn. And I want you to know that ring looks like a Super Bowl ring. It is huge. But I was honored to be a part of that. And I'm ready to see a little football. Could get a little cooler, but I'd like to see some football. So thank you.
So that weightlifting class ring, he probably
I
have to
know. It's like.
do some weightlifting with
And
that.
you know, he already has a state champion football one, so he's got some hardware. It's really nice.
Dr. Kelly.
Well, I just wanted to say several things about our staff. First of all, I'm very proud of the job that Russ Frakes and the BOG did for the new dental insurance proposal. I know it goes into effect September the 1st, and there are still some informational meetings coming up if any of our employees need to go. There's one tomorrow at Niceville High School at 2:30 and one at Choctaw August the 30th at 3:30. So I'm very excited for the proposal and the dental plan that we're about to embark upon. And I was going to also thank Dr. Hale and his staff for keeping us up to date. I think I saw that we only have like 40 openings left, and I think that's pretty phenomenal when you compare us to the surrounding districts. So that's looking good. Thank you for that. And then I wanted to, that's okay. I wanted to also thank again the two ladies who came from the arts, Okaloosa Arts, for their donations to the arts program. Y'all know that I've long been a supporter of the arts. And I just think it's very important that we exercise all parts of our brain. So we do a lot with the heavy lifting on the academic side. It's important that we do the art side of our brain too, and stretch our intelligence in all areas. So congratulations and thanks to all of those. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. And Dr. White.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and first of all, I apologize for that call. I'm not sure what's going on that's causing all these calls this evening, but
Was it at a
in any
$20
case-
fee?
I'll even pay more. I'm
No,
so
I'm playing.
so embarrassed about that.
No.
But I would like to express appreciation to all of our schools for having a great school opening, and Superintendent, you and your staff, and everyone involved. I remember and know how important that is, and so thank you for that. And I will share just a quick personal. We have a grandson that loves kindergarten.
Yay.
And he especially likes school lunches. He said, "Pop, they have chocolate milk." I said, "I know. I like that too." So, but anyway, I just wanted to share that and appreciate all of you so much for having a great opening of school. Thank you, Mr.
All
Chair.
right, thank you. And I'll just finish up by saying about the hype on the harbor. That was a lot of fun, and I hope that's something that we can continue to do in some capacity. Like everything else we do, first time we learn from it. And Dr. Hale, I know, did a great job of emceeing the event. I know when the big green got up there, I could see it in his. He was wanting to get in there, but it was
Once
just,
an Indian, always an Indian.
Yeah, but like Ms. Gardner said, it was a great time, and the tourists that were there, the ones that might be thinking about moving here, they see that, and they see the spirit that we have in this school district. I think that speaks volumes, so I would hope that's something we can continue something like that with Harbor Walk, if Harbor Walk continues to do it, or something that the district might be able to do in the future if they choose not to do it. But it was a lot of fun. So with that, we'll move down to the 2-minute version of public comment, and this is members of the public desiring to address the school board Form MIS 5241 public input and or discussion of agenda items, and I had no blue cards for that. So we'll move around the room. Ms. Appleberg? Dr. Hale? Ms. Lightbourne? Mr. Horton? Ms. Perry? All right, this meeting's adjourned.